Hey folks, welcome back. We're finally wrapping up our worst culture run as we enter the contemporary. We just finished the industrial as the Russians, and we're going to select our next culture. I was debating between the Singaporeans or the Nigerians. Both are fairly bad in their own right. I wouldn't say the Singaporeans are necessarily objectively bad. They are like okay for a certain very particular strategy, but that strategy is not very effective either. And it's not the strategy that we pursued this game. The Nigerians also have a niche with the oil refinery, where you can create deposits of oil, which is actually really important in the contemporary. So if you're playing a game where you have no oil access entering the contemporary era, the Nigerians kind of give you a path to doing some of the things that you need to do in the contemporary. In both of these cases, though, I don't think either of these are going to be very good. So my considerations is the Nigerians are just kind of pretty bad overall compared to most other cultures, and I don't really need the oil. The Singaporeans, like a lot of this stuff is actually going to be useless for me. Like I don't think I'm ever going to use the reservists. I literally won't be able to build the communal housing, and like the consideration with the Singaporeans basically is that I get this extra bonus on future fame gains per client state. So I would get an extra plus 10% fame on my additional fame that I generate this era. But I also probably won't be able to generate the Diplomat Era Stars, so I lose out on some fame that way. So, I mean, it's really kind of a toss-up to me which one's worse. I'm probably just going to take the Singaporeans, just because the communal housing here will literally just go to complete waste. I'll probably get some benefit out of Center of Attraction, but I think overall the benefit I get from that is less than the kit from the Nigerians overall. So let's grab Singaporeans and we'll see how this goes. Maybe we can combine some cities with the reduced cost, because if I'm not mistaken, the cost here, right? So I get the minus 50% city absorb city cost, and with the Russians get the minus 25% absorb city costs. So I should be able to absorb cities for quite cheap, really, if I decide I want to do that. Let's start with tech, and I am kind of interested in like maximizing my fame this game. So I might actually just go for straight for maybe fusion reactor just to get that extra production output, and try to claim like a bunch of wonders, perhaps. I could also start with aerial warfare for aluminum. Yeah, let's go down the bottom tree here. Recently, what I've been doing just to end the game is I go straight for rocket science to get the space station. But since we are interested in getting a bunch of fame, oh, speaking of which, 57 fame right there, I'm going to take that. And we also have Republic Evolution, so extra stability on territory, or 5 science on research quarter, and 5 money on market quarter for adjacent commons quarters. Let me double check if this, yeah, so we can get the +1 war support per turn. I don't really care about the cost of canceling and enacting civics. I'll get the war support per turn and then grab this extra science and money on research and market quarters, since I do have quite a few of the commons quarters that I'll get adjacency for that from. Wow, there's a lot of leverage hanging out over in that area there. I apparently have, oh, am I trespassing here for some reason? Hold on. That's not right. How did I... Let me reload this really quick, because that city, or that player is a vassal of mine, so I should be able to move through their territory. I'm guessing they used the expel action to kick me out of there, the diplomatic action. Let me see if that's the case. I'm going to refuse that demand. I mean, I shouldn't... Moving into there shouldn't, like, cause any type of damage. I wonder if it's just, like, a bug for me loading the save here. But all those units were idle before. I also would like to maybe grab an envoy up here to try to grab some of this leverage, since that's going to be a little challenging for me to generate this era, since I've vassalized most folks, so I'm not generating a lot of grievances. Okay, let's go down Fusion Reactor again. And then Kerma... Oh, we can get a nice whale fish there and seafood wholesalers, so we'll go ahead and pick those up. And we have a ton of basically every output. I think at this point we're largely just striving for science. So that's going to be what we're prioritizing in most of our cities, at least. And sure, why not? We'll go ahead and put it there. And we can also get like an okay... those are probably not really worth building. Those outputs are pretty small at this point. I guess we could... we want the fame. We could add these into the queue, but they're not really that critical. And then we're going to do the same thing here, where we get the extra war support, and then we get the Democratic Republic. All right. Up here, we don't have enough influence to claim any of those wonders at the moment, but we will do that in just a sec. So let's go ahead and pop in here. And we want to vote for open-minded. Religious hostility is not really going to get us anything at this point. As you can see, like, everyone is basically my religion now. And we have a new civic of citizenship. You get extra stability in all cities, or plus 10 stability per territory within your empire's sphere of influence. I mean, it's got to be that one, right? Like, I don't think I have any territories that are mine that are under someone else's sphere of influence. So let's go ahead and grab select citizenship. Okay. And up here, we will refuse those demands. Thank you very much. And we can renounce a few crises against the black player, or refuse those demands as well. I should also take a look at my expansion target. Okay, I am going to need to attach some territories, so I'm going to start up here, I think. Let's just buy that. We'll attach this territory. That'll get us 1 expansion star. And we need to attach 2 more territories. So I can actually do that this era pretty easily. And I've left the black player alive to farm the militarist stars this era, since I hopefully won't be at war with anyone else. I suppose a player could rebel against me, but I am counting on that not happening, really. Okay, and all the leverage has already been picked up that had spawned over here, which is a little annoying. I'll just put that guy in auto explore. Yeah, for some reason, it really doesn't like me in the yellow player's territory. Huh. I can't move into the green player's territory either, even though they are my vassals. That seems a little odd. But it's also not actually doing any damage to me for being there. I don't know. Something seems to be going wrong there. I am going to... I forgot I have this ability as a diplomat, the demilitarization. I'm going to pop it in this territory. That way I can generate some leverage for all these units that are just kind of camping out there. And maybe that would actually let me get the diplomat star. I kind of forgot about that ability when I was selecting which culture I was going to play this era. Yeah, I'm pretty confused as to why it's showing me as taking damage from being in these territories. Just weird, since they are my vassals. Okay. This is one of my core cities, basically. Have any other... No, there's nowhere else to really attach. I guess we can just build some more science quarters in here. Just get that filled out. Yep, wherever it's recommending is basically good. And then we can just progress down the tech tree as quickly as possible. That is, like, basically my lowest output at this point. I should also take a look and see if there are any competitive deeds that I could grab. This Osur does not have very good population. But let me take a look at the competitive deeds, which I kind of forget what they are. I don't look at them very much. But influence your entire continent, conquer each continent. That one will be a little challenging, because that, if I get that, that'll end the game, basically. Nuclear pioneer, satellite, yeah. Own a nuclear weapon. I haven't completed a symposium yet, so that one would be a pretty easy one to do. I could probably even just buy it. So symposium's right here. That's plus 20% science. Before I do that, actually... Oops, I did not mean to change that. Up here... I'm going to get Crepusage again, because that project increases the fame gained on Empire per certain number of turns, and I should be generating a decent number of fame over the coming turns. I'm also very low on food in this city. Let's go ahead and fix that. So as whale fishing will get me most of the way. And then I guess maybe we need a harbor Yeah, that'll get me a good amount there. And that way we can keep growing at least a little bit. And we can add in a few more research quarters in this area over here. Great. And yeah, these guys are still considered trespassing for some reason. Actually, as a diplomat, I can go ahead and just walk over that and pick up that intel, which is quite nice. It's really annoying that I can't put these guys on station. Okay, seems like they were trying to expel me, is what was happening. And here, a whole bunch of crises. We will renounce those. Really trying to generate this diplomat star, if at all possible. The demilitarized zone is helping a decent bit there, it feels like. In hindsight, maybe the Nigerians were actually the worst option here, considering that I now have additional tools to actually generate the diplomat era stars, but it is what it is. Let's see. Hospital would give me 40 stability, but I don't really need stability in here. I do want to keep growing, though, because I do want to try to get those growth era stars. I'm going to buy a couple of those, and maybe even grab another one here. How much adjacency could I get? I can get... That's a 19 there. That's 25 there. Definitely want that one. Then 17 there. Yeah, that sounds good. I have so much money that I can basically just buy everything. Now, some of these wonders are going to be pretty expensive to claim, so I do want to try to save some of my influence if I can. What's my stability? I have a 67% surplus. I guess we'll just build the hospital because we are going to need it. But then we can go ahead and start filling some of that in. And we'll just keep chilling out there. And Makumba, let us grab... Right, it's this place here. Let's grab an academy. And I'm at 99% surplus. Okay. So I guess let's just fill in some more research quarters in here. All right. We have this option, extra farmer slots, or extra trader slot per farmer quarter, and 5% money. I'm actually going to take the plus 10% food on all cities. This is going to help me continue to grow my cities. I'm a little bit worried about maintaining growth, and the agrarian star requirement is reasonably high this era. Whereas, like, the money stars, I'm not actually worried about my ability to generate those. Okay, and up in Kerma, we can get our uranium mines going. And that's the only one. Is a harbor worth it in here? Yeah, we can get some really nice harbors in this city, I feel like. So we're going to go ahead and queue a few of those up. Let me check my tech progress here. Yeah, so 3 turns away from the nuclear doctrine choice, which will get us access to nuclear weapons, which is one of the competitive deeds, as well as providing just some fame on its own, which is basically the point of this game now, is trying to maximize my fame. A little bit more uranium there. I'm just going to buy that one so we have access to it, and then maybe just grab some more research quarters here. Okay. And down here, I don't have an academy yet, but I also don't have any research quarters here. Let's just continue to stick this city on money production. We'll just fill in some blanks here. Not too worried about stability at this point. I have a huge surplus in pretty much all of my cities. Okay. Research quarters almost done in Byblos, and stability there is pretty good as well. So we're going to, again, continue to fill this in. Actually, those don't want research quarters over there. I've kind of concentrated them over on this side of things. Don't mind taking that penalty on the Murray anymore. Okay. And again, just going to... Seems like they're just wasting leverage doing this, basically. And actually, I can pick that up. And I can pick this one up, maybe. See if I can get there before that envoy does. I might have to do a little race onto that spot at the start of next turn. And maybe... Yeah, see, it's wild that it's telling me I need to declare war there. But they must just be wasting their things on me. I'll renounce that. And I did manage to pick up the leverage there. These guys are generating score for someone else. Let's make sure we get them out of there. I also have some uranium, and I'm going to buy an aerodrome up here as well. I might be able to make some use of that when I declare war on the black player in the future. Okay, and Parsa. I guess we can grab the playhouse. Let's just queue up some of the stability options, and then we can go back to developing some research. Maybe something, fill that area out a little bit. I have some options up here too. Don't really, I guess, actually, this is a little bit low on the industry side compared to where I would normally like to be at this point in the game. So I'm going to just grab a couple more of those. Maybe slot a couple people from money over here onto industry, just so we can build people a little bit faster, or build districts a little bit faster. Okay. We have a Wonder Claim available. And what I like to start with is Sydney Opera House. That plus 10% of all FIMs is pretty nice. We'll go ahead and claim that. And then we can drop Sydney Opera House somewhere. See what makes sense. Up here, I guess? Yeah, 21 food there is not bad. We'll add a few into the queue. Just like that. I think we can get it down to a handful of turns at the very least. There's 3 turns, which isn't too bad. Would prefer to do 2. Who do I not have assigned? Actually, I know there's a way to, like, pull up the list. Is it, like, if I click on this? Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. 2 turns. Okay. Pull them out of that demilitarized zone. Then I can just put them on sleep for now. I guess we can position these units down in this direction. Okay. And nuclear weapons. We'll wait. I don't know if the bonus on future fame gains outweighs the stuff that you get from the fission test and kind of going down that path. I actually don't know what the optimal route would be in terms of generating fame. Maybe the bonus fame gains, honestly. Like, I can already get quite a bit through the remaining stars that are available. And to refuse those demands, thank you. And anyone that can idle is going to do so. Okay. Great. Alright, so I might do the thing that what's this? A 10% bonus on future fame gains, but I lose my state religion. Or 20% bonus on future fame gains. Yeah. It's been a while since I've looked at these. Is that worth it? If I'm, like, really trying to increase my fame? That's something I would have wanted to take a lot earlier. I think I start with maybe nuclear disarmament. 20% bonus on future fame gains is a lot, though. I lose religious civics. So that would be this one here. So I'd lose the influence for state religion follower. And presumably also I would lose the benefits of my religion, right? So I'd lose the raise monuments, issue gluttony, bear not false witness, and abstain from intoxicants, which are all pretty important. Let's start with the nuclear weapons and get the 10% bonus to future fame gains. And I don't think... It looks like Crepusage might not have still been active. Maybe it didn't account for everything, or all the fame bonuses that I was getting when it showed me that pop-up there. Because Crepusage lasts for 15 turns. It definitely hasn't been 15 turns since I completed it. Okay, we're going to want that uranium mine. And Hamlet, any good? 38 industry, I mean... Yeah, I can get 43 just by doing that. There's a builder star. And then we'll just fill out with some more science here. And we need a lot more influence before we can claim any more wonders, so we're going to need to start saving that up. Doing pretty well on our stars so far. Any big areas where we can plop this demilitarized zone? I mean, I could get 8 right here. There's a small army there. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really look like it. This might be my best option. I'm just going to plop that demilitarized zone there so it generates me a little bit of score. And, man, that's very expensive. I don't really care about unit cost. I guess another narrative event there is fine. Usually the narrative events are not that impactful at this point in the game. All right, there's fusion reactor. Let's grab aerial warfare for the aluminum. We can get up to... what else would we want? Maybe computing for the extra science. I'm kind of delaying rocket science just because it's not critical that I get that right away. Yeah, let's just start with aerial warfare for now, and I'll revisit that in a moment. Okay, Osur. We have the nuclear plants available now. We can also get the academy. We're going to add the nuclear plant to literally everywhere that is able to build it. That envoy, you should just be on auto explore. And we're being attacked. That's interesting. I mean, I'll manual battle this. I have no idea why they decided to make this attack. I suppose they couldn't see my reinforcing units, but they should be able to see it in the deployment, and they should know there's no way they're actually winning this. I don't need to be too careful about my deployment here. I mean, I suppose the Highlanders are maybe somewhat dangerous, but they're not that dangerous. Okay. They have one low health unit here. Actually, I can't really get him out from his current position. Let's shuffle all these units a little bit. And then we can pull him back there. And then where is this guy? Is anyone fortified? We want to try to get rid of that mortar. So let's hit that mortar because that'll remove the dug in. And yep, and then we can just blast them really easily. Then we'll start hitting these Highlanders here. I'm actually kind of surprised that they have kept up on tech. I'm going to move into this area here, and maybe that'll fortify me a little bit more. And I'm kind of inclined to move this guy back, so I'm going to do that. It's because I'm worried about him being on the river and being kind of adjacent to so many opponents. And we just want to make as many shots as we can. Underestimated the Highlanders slightly, perhaps. And we'll just focus fire on one here. These Cossacks, did they fire already? It looks like they have, and they just can move. But I don't really need to move them right now. They're good to stay in that position. Oh, I lost one of my units. Huh. Actually, I didn't see what units fired up there. I felt like they were at reasonably high health, though, so I'm kind of surprised I lost them. Okay, right here, these units are not dug in. I'm going to try to focus fire those guys down. Over here, we want to remove the dug in on the Highlanders. There's another unit gone. This unit, I am going to pull back here. This unit will focus on the one that is outside the city walls, because it'll take a little bit more damage. And here, we'll just shoot where we are. Let's see what they still have. They don't have any reinforcements left. Still, very surprised that they took this battle. Maybe they're feeling desperate, I guess. They're also hitting my mortar. Oh my god. I'm kind of surprised they can hit that mortar, actually. Or, like, not hit it, but see it. I guess they were elevated enough. It's actually really annoying that I lost that, because I was planning to upgrade that to artillery. It's not that big of a deal, because I can produce things so easily, but it also eliminates my ability to remove dug in from the Highlanders. Let's focus on that one that isn't dug in. Let's get a unit up on the high ground there. Over here, we're going to have to just manually remove this guy who's hiding out in their little fort. And up here, we'll just try to pick off the ones that are out in the open. Yeah, I mean, they did a little bit more damage than I thought they were going to, but still kind of baffling why they decided that they wanted to take that fight. We'll see if they have any more units show up to reinforce. I doubt they will. Let's see if... Yeah, I have several crises here. I'm just going to continue to renounce those because I have pretty high war support already. I really just want to try to generate those diplomatic era stars. Okay. Where can I hit him from? Not a lot of positions. We're going to do our best. Hopefully manage to get him. There we go. And that guy's not dug in right here. They keep shuffling their units around, which is not really what you want to be doing in this era. You kind of want to just, like, pick a spot and stay there to the extent that is feasible. Because the dug in is such a huge defensive benefit to your units. Yeah, so, like, this guy won't have dug in now, so I should be able to attack him quite easily. Can I get anywhere where I can hit that guy from anywhere else? Maybe from down in the area down here somewhere. It doesn't seem like there's going to be much I can do there. I can probably take that guy out, but I won't be able to hit this unit. Just go ahead and end the round here. I should be able to get this guy, I think, if we pop in just like that. Can knock him out here, hopefully. Or not. Can this guy... No. Yeah, I wish I still had that mortar. It's fine. Alright. Kerma. Let's make sure we get that nuclear plant, which is a pretty obscene amount of industry, actually. And we don't have aluminum yet. So let's just keep going on the research quarters. And here we also need the nuclear plants. Get a couple more makers' quarters just to keep up on industry. Maybe a little bit more food as well, though that food kind of sucks. So I guess we'll just go all in on the research quarters here. All right. See if they can actually do anything here. Nope, doesn't look like it. All right. Pretty easy win. A couple more losses than I actually anticipated. Maybe it's time to grab amphibious warfare so we can upgrade to rifles, just so we maintain a tech advantage. And here, I am going to refuse that because I definitely have enough stability to refuse it. And we can start working on some aluminum upgrades here, wherever I have it, such as here. I could also maybe start building some aerodromes and preparing for the use of planes against the black player. Let's make sure we get all our aluminum here. Add in a few more research quarters. What is this effect? Okay. Some foreign action going on there. Attacked my envoy. Yeah, don't care. I mostly am trying to generate the diplomat stars at this point. Those are the hardest ones to generate in my experience. Yeah, see, these units are healing, so we'll be just fine. We need to combine a few of those armies. What is going on with these guys? Okay, right. They're just kind of camping out on the border near Zurich at the moment. Let's get a few more units, I think, because they are... In terms of technology, I would consider them to be near peers, so we're going to want some artillery when we go to attack them, and we're going to spawn some more units down here as well. Let's get a few pieces of artillery in the mix here. And they can kind of head up and reinforce my units up in that direction. Don't have any like amazing spots for an aerodrome, but I think if we squeeze one in right here, that could serve as a decent point for air attacks. I am also losing a decent bit of stability, actually, in the city now, so we'll queue that in after the aerodrome, just so that Kerma can maintain a high amount of stability. As far as techs, so we got rifles. Next up, we could maybe go for like continuous track. You could grab insurrection theory for the helicopter gunships. They can be kind of fun. Power lines isn't too bad with the hydroelectric dam. So I think I actually want to grab computing for the extra science on district and the supercomputer lab, so I can get as deep into the tech tree as I can. And we're just going to start upgrading a whole bunch of units. We'll upgrade this one because he'll heal when I upgrade. And just going to combine some of our more advanced units into a single army here. Oh, there we go. And these ones can kind of come down this way. They're on auto explore. They can idle. And this artillery can go ahead and join my force right here. Alright. So making a good amount of money per turn. I actually wouldn't mind increasing the number of market quarters that I have. Would like to be able to upgrade some of these units a little bit more efficiently. There we go. Am I losing stability? Yes. So we're going to need... So let's get this first, actually. And we're going to need some stability generators. So police force will do right here. And the apothecary won't do that much. I guess maybe we go for another commons quarter, since those are pretty effective in my empire. We'll upgrade our line infantry here. And these units are going to kind of come hang out over on this island. Don't have a demilitarized zone yet, which is too bad, because I would like to use that to generate some more of my Aerostars, but we can be patient. And can only afford to upgrade one of those units. Whoops. Everyone else is waiting. Okay. And our grievances. I'm going to refuse that demand. Thank you kindly. The blue player's actually done pretty decently for themselves, considering I vassalized them basically at the start of the game. Atusa. I mean, I could get some more merchant quarters. Let me check my Aerostar progress. I mean, I'm almost there, but I am, like, feeling the pinch on money right now because I'm upgrading so many units. So I would really like to generate more money where feasible. I'm kind of moving away from specializing my cities at the moment. There's also an ongoing thing here. Conquered enemies. Definitely going to go for the plus 10 war support after winning a battle. Over here. They have max war support. Maybe I should just start spamming placate on them. Okay. Currently can't move units there, which is fine. These units, let's pull them back into more friendly territory. And we're going to upgrade some of them as well. Just preparing to attack the black player, basically. They can idle. Skip a turn there. And over in Asur, 70 stability is a hilariously high amount of stability to get from that. And I think we keep going with maybe the market quarters here. Where do I have them already? They're kind of in this area. I'll just fill that out a little bit. That's becoming a very full city, though. I'm going to run out of quarter space there. And here... I mean, what's my stability surplus? Still 49%. Now let's get a few more market quarters, maybe. Don't know why it's recommending that spot when I could get a whole bunch of money from other locations. And judicial control. So On garrison, extra stuff, or extra stability on district. I'm going to get the extra stability on district. Don't have enough garrisons to justify the other one here. Okay, they can idle and combine these units. I could also... I can't upgrade because they're using their ability again to try to kick me out. But we'll come back to them. One more unit to upgrade here. Also have a bunch of units up here, but I can't really afford to do anything with them at the moment. We'll end the turn. And I'm close to being able to claim a wonder as well. It'll probably be Christ the Redeemer. Need another turn to have enough influence for that. And let's take a look here. I should be fine on the Merchant Star, should be fine on Expansionist. Militarist Stars, I have some work to do, but I have a plan there. I think I am going to grab Continuous Track quickly so that I can get access to tanks. I think the Dragoons upgrade to tanks, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead and upgrade these line infantry here. Not quite enough total. Alright. And Parsa. Let's start grabbing supercomputers, I suppose. We can also get 132 stability on People's Assembly. And I take back what I said before about that other thing being an insane amount of stability. Like, look at how much stability that thing is getting you. 198 stability on my capital? Like, Jesus. Alright. There's our wonder claim. We're going to go for Christ the Redeemer, because that'll increase our outputs. Up in Nessa, we can grab... Man, so many notifications. We can grab Crepusage again. I'm just going to add that to the queue. And then we'll get the Supercomputer Lab. We'll get the People's Assembly. This other stuff doesn't really matter quite as much. And we're going to probably have some of the other cities work on Christ the Redeemer here. I guess 28 production there seems good. And let's do the same thing we did last time. Just have everyone assigned to it, basically. Okay, can one turn. Seems good enough. Upgrade. Those units are all good to go, aside from the Cossacks, I guess. Nope, those units are all good to go. These units will require a few upgrades as well. And... I mean, none of these things really matter that much at this point. I guess I'll go for overproductive. Not going to be building that many units anymore. Also some leverage I could pick up over here that I didn't realize was here. And thankfully I can use my units that are idle to go ahead and pick that up. I have a whole bunch of grievances that I'm going to go ahead and renounce and just keep trying to get those Diplomat Era Stars. Got our Aesthete Star. Need 2 more territories there. Not that much more pop for the Agrarian Stars. Science is definitely still the slowest here. Okay. I'm almost ready for warfare here, I think. I could maybe go for rocket science. I could pick up fighter jets, which would get me to space orbital, which would actually be nice for that extra city cap, and extra money on all cities is a pretty powerful effect. Just gonna buy Crepusage. And where do I have Cossacks? Do they not upgrade to... Maybe they upgrade to helicopters, actually. Might be only knights that upgrade to tanks, which is kind of funny because knights are such an old tech by the point you get tanks. So I'll add a few tanks, mostly for funsies. We can add one up here too, and I can one-turn that one, which is kind of nice. Could also get some bombers up here, which I think I'm going to do, and we'll just get... we probably don't really need fighters. The likelihood that they're going to have an air force is pretty low. Just going to start buying some of those, even though they're very expensive. Actually, I won't be able to attack them from there. I didn't realize that the cliffs were there. So we'll move those guys into a better position. I can't refuse this one, which is really annoying. Oh man, and it's gonna free all my vassals. Classic. Okay. Well, we'll enact it, I guess. There go all my vassals, which isn't that big of a deal because I wasn't planning to win through conquest anyway, since that ends the game immediately. It does give me the option of renouncing more grievances now, but it does, like, ruin kind of my base of operations that I was using against some other players. So I think I'm probably going to have to do an early war declaration here. I could go after the yellow player again, just so I have a front against black, and that would allow me to farm up a little bit more stuff, a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? More militarist stars. Do I have max war support? No. Do I need it? Not really. I'm going to need to cancel that civic, though, when I get there. Where is it? It's right here. I'm going to cancel that, and then when we can get that other one, I'm going to get it. I will actually start taking damage on these units. So I'm kind of inclined to do a surprise war against yellow right now. Hattusa, yeah, just in case, I think I'm going to grab a couple units up here just for defense. And I think we're going to just do a surprise war on yellow and try to revassalize them and farm up some of the militarist era stars. Yeah, so their units are outdated, thankfully, compared to mine. This is why I went through the process of upgrading all these units. Those units will maybe be able to join in next turn. I think that bomber is probably too far away to actually do anything here. And we're just going to play this pretty conservatively. We do have artillery, which gives us a pretty major advantage. Going to want them all on high ground to the extent possible. And let's just end our deployment there. Just going to try to remove as much dug in as we can on units that are vulnerable. That way we can knock them out pretty easily. Probably... Let's try from down here, because this unit can actually shoot other units. The cuirassiers are quite strong, and I do worry about them. So I will try to prioritize hitting them to some extent. Don't know if I want to set foot in the city. I don't really want to move my units because I want them to dig in so that they're a lot more resilient against the return fire that I'm about to be receiving. Can these Cossacks anyone? They can't, but Cossacks also don't get dug in, I believe, so I can move them to a different position to take a shot. Okay, so we can get them there. Let's move those guys up just so they're in a slightly better position. Can hit over there and then just move them to a less vulnerable position there. We'll see how much damage they manage to do. Did I buy it on this turn? Yeah, so I won't... Even if they're in range, I wouldn't even be able to use this bomber anyway. I think it's too far away. I think the bombers have a range of 16. Yeah. So 16 tiles is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They can get a little bit farther than I thought if they, like, keep some units up kind of close to that side of the battlefield. I could theoretically use it. Okay. These cuirassiers need to die this turn. They are the highest combat strength unit that they're going to have on the battlefield, so make sure we're knocking those out. And the artillery, we want to make sure that we're using it against units where they have dug in, which is actually not a lot of them at the moment. Wow, I can one-shot those line infantry. I'll take it. Might actually just be using the artillery to, like, pick off some low health units here. The Rodiscan Regata here are pretty vulnerable. We'll go ahead and take those shots. There's some cuirassiers there as well that I didn't realize they had 2 cuirassiers, so I'm just going to knock that other one out with a shot from the artillery. And here, I think, yep, can get that with the Cossacks. And here, I still don't think I want to move into the city. That feels quite vulnerable to me. Maybe we can hit that guy and then hit them from there. Don't have quite enough damage to knock any other units out this round, but I think that's fine. Because they don't have any way to remove my dug-in, and it's going to make it a lot harder for them to do any real damage to me here. Let's see. I'm going to take that extra war support. Also have a militarist star. I'm worried about now, because like all these people have been freed from me, I am worried about them potentially attacking me, so I do want to have some defensive units in these territories. I might actually pull back an army here. Probably pull back 2 armies. So anyone that is kind of like a frontline city is going to need to have units. These units aren't updated, but should be strong enough to defend if they choose to attack me. It also makes me reconsider going for insurrection theory, and maybe I can get a little bit of value out of the reservists. I'm going to retreat from that, because I would probably just be deploying on a single tile there, which would leave me very vulnerable. I'll need to upgrade those units so I don't lose them. Okay. Pull that unit out. And we're going... Wow. Just insta-kill that line infantry. Let's hit them with artillery. Yep, can take those ones out too. Hit that one with artillery. Very close. We'll hit them. Let's see. I think I want to remove dug-in there, because I'm pretty confident that I can get that guy, yeah, without removing his dug-in. This line infantry are vulnerable. So are the Rodiscan Regata. Let's just get this unit, because I can focus fire there a little bit better than I can on other locations, I think. And I think I'm going to move some units kind of up to these positions here and start kind of encircling their main force. There we go. Up here, we're dug in on both of those locations. I want to take shots on areas where they're not dug in. And then, if I have to, I will shoot the dug-in units. Alright. Yeah, I have a couple units coming up here. So I think between tanks and my defensive units, I will be fine to defend there. Did I? Yeah, I did research nationhood, so I do have conscripts if I get attacked. So I feel fairly comfortable there. Okay. So I'm going to come over here and upgrade a few of these units if I don't get spammed with notifications. Thank you. And that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable about dealing with this army if they choose to attack me. I also have some aluminum that I need to grab there. Okay, Byblos, you have a couple units there, a full army there. Alright, I feel fine. And these units are just kind of hanging out. I can hit with bombers this turn. Actually, if I... Funnily enough... Oh, man. Yeah, let's do it. I love actually being able to use Air Force. It feels pretty infrequent that you get to use it, so it's kind of nice when you're actually able to make decent use of it. Okay. Who is dug in? That unit's dug in. That unit's dug in. That unit's dug in. Just try to take out all of those. I'm going to pop on over into the city here, because then I can get some really good damage on that line infantry. Otherwise, I'm basically just taking the shots that are available because I want to try to maintain the dug-in status. If I can't, it's not that big of a deal. I'm at a point where my units are not super vulnerable based on the number of units that they have. But obviously, you know, I don't want to lose any if not necessary. Okay, we have a tank up in Hattusa, tank down there, some rifles. We're just going to reunite them with this other force here. Okay, Parsa. A little low on food, actually. Maybe I grab a harbor. And pretty mediocre amount of food, but I'll take it. Okay, maybe we can get this to be the last round of combat here. Let's see. I think I can take these guys out without using my artillery. I can. Yeah, how many units do they have left? More than I thought. Let's move some units into the city here. And I think we can take these line infantry out just like that. Okay, too far away to hit the draftees there. We'll move this unit up a little bit. Okay. They had more units left than I thought they did, so it's going to be at least another round. Okay, so there's an invisible unit right there that I didn't know before. Go ahead and remove their dug-in status. And there we go. There's Karal. Probably, I'm thinking about just taking the city when I resolve this war. Because I'm going to have much higher city cap now, and Karal seems like a fairly productive city at this point. A lot of quarters, several wonders. I feel like there's no reason to not take it. And... okay, what are they doing with these units here? I feel like I kind of want to go see if I can find them. There they are. And we'll just do a little bombing run there and do a decent bit of damage. Then we'll move up. Unfortunately, because I've played crappy cultures, I don't have like the insane money outputs that I'm used to at this point in the game. So like I can't just go willy-nilly upgrading everything. Especially since I like prioritized... we want the plus 70 fame. Especially since I prioritized getting research quarters at the start of the era. Okay. Think we can probably take this guy now. Do I have any more crises? No. Okay. Well, let's attack here since they're trying to pillage me. And these units, they can join forces here, and we'll upgrade some of those line infantry. And we'll probably use those when we go on the offensive against another player in the not-so-distant future. In Asur, those units are just meant to idle. Hattusa. Okay, we don't have a supercomputer lab yet. Let's also grab the People's Assembly just so we stay high on the amount of stability that we have. And yeah, these market quarters aren't my favorite, but we can get some decent ones up in that direction there. Okay. Civics. Do I want to waste influence on that? Probably not. I could go for irreligion for the bonus fame gains, which would be kind of amusing. I would lose a lot of the benefits that I have for my religion, though. But I don't know. Let's just go for it. We're just trying to go for maximum fame this run, and I will literally never take state atheism in any other circumstance, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's make sure we clean these units up. And up here, we have the chance to probably take them out. Not quite, but we can artillery bombard them to death, I think. There we go. Easy peasy. And let's push to the next city here. Bring in some tanks as well. I'm hoping they'll be in the combat zone. Oh, they pillaged one of my places. Okay. This is kind of unexpected, actually. Go ahead and upgrade these mortars, because artillery is pretty critical at this point in the game. I'm hoping they don't just like settle a city there next turn. That would be a little annoying. Okay, we'll grab our supercomputer lab. Oh, that's not very much science, actually. I don't have a lot of science in the city. So we'll just go for some more market quarters, I guess. Just so we can support upgrading more units. And let's just run right into the siege. Okay, we do have tanks, but they're kind of in the reinforcement pool and not in the starting deployments. Okay. Just distribute our artillery a little bit so we can hit kind of multiple areas of the battlefield. Something like that seems fine. And they do start dug in, so we're going to need to deal with that. Let's deal with all the units up here first. Just because I would like to kind of take over this part of the battlefield. Seems like I'm getting controlled by something. Seems like it might be a unit here. Yep. So let's take them out. Seems like maybe more units up here. There it is. Okay. Let's remove them to the extent that we can. Really just want to take over that ridge so that we have some high ground to work with. Then we can start bringing some of these tanks in. I know this is river and not like the ideal terrain for them, but they should perform pretty well against these units because they have the armored vehicle trait. Let's see. Just gonna try to focus fire as much as I can. There we go. And start hitting those line infantry. Guess we'll hit the draftees. And they've already used their attack, so they're only movement. I have some movement on these guys if I wanted to try to get them into position. Move him here, I guess. Slightly more awkward terrain than I really thought. Yeah, they're going to do almost no damage to these tanks. They're going to absorb a lot of damage for me. I did lose a rifle, actually. Okay. Should be able to get up here now. Which is going to be hugely beneficial for dislodging these units. Probably overcommitted rifles to the upper portion of the map here. Go ahead and remove that guy. Let's get someone in the city there, and we can start working on these cuirassiers. And thankfully, these units no longer suffer from the primary weakness of cavalry, and my tanks can just cross over into enemy territory, which is quite nice. Guess they can hit the cuirassiers. Would like to be able to get the tank in, so I'm going to try to do this. Do lose the dug in where they were over there, but they weren't doing much for me before. And then I can blast this line infantry. I can also hit the cuirassiers there if I wanted to. Suppose I have high ground up here that I can hit them from. Let's do that, and then I can take out the line infantry here. I can just, like, hit a couple line infantry units. Just remove that dug in. Sometimes, like, if you remove their dug in, they'll start shuffling their units around. And over in Parsa, maybe get a little bit more cash, I guess. 20 food there, which would be nice. Okay. Where is their flag? It's right there. Okay. Maybe we can try to capture the flag this turn if I can clear out these units along here and get my tanks to move in that direction. Oh, I thought I could hit from there. Okay, I guess let's just do that. Great. And they shouldn't have much left. Yeah, they just have the 2 draftees, so... Great, that'll do it there. So that just leaves them with this 1 city left. I'm going to definitely refuse that. Okay, and they're attacking me down here. Took them a little bit. Do something like that. Should be pretty close to my militarist stars. Yeah, I've got them now. So getting pretty close on everything, really. I also need to attach a few more territories, which I need to do sooner rather than later. just because they're kind of running around and pillaging my territories right now. So I'm going to go ahead and attach here. There's also a ton of leverage sitting around right here. Let's send some of my units over in that direction. Unfortunately, I have slow units now because I took state atheism. So feels bad having slow movement. Can't say I'm used to it. And I guess we'll just attach this to Hattusa. That'll get us our expansionist star. Let's take a look at how we're doing. Close on agrarian, quite a ways to go on the scientist stars. They hit anyone? They can hit here. They can hit there. Can block reinforcements. Nothing these units can do. Okay. Just hits. Move these units up. Fortunately, they have dug in there. Gonna be a little bit of a hassle to remove them. But I think I should be able to do it on the next round here. There we go. Stop the reinforcements from coming in. Nice easy victory there. Just keep the rest of their units alive, but kind of splitting up their forces like that makes it a little easier. So I have the demilitarized zone that I could plop down somewhere, which I should do to try to generate some more stuff. Don't feel like I have a good target for it right now, though. Maybe up over here somewhere. I could... This one has, like, at least one army in it, so I guess I could just try to get some free leverage there. There's orbital, so that'll increase my city cap, which will be just in time to take over some more cities. What's this? Let's retreat from that. Need to claim that territory again. It does have oil, which I think was built up and just showing us not... Oh, I can get communal housing. Oh man, hilarious. Where would I actually want to build it? I guess just go for Byblos. Yeah, I can get one communal housing. Amazing. I'm just going to buy it before I get more cities. Oh, I can get another communal housing. Amazing. Wait, why can I get so many communal housings all of a sudden? This doesn't feel quite right. Lose 26 industry there? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm suddenly being allowed to build all this. Can we build as many times in a territory as you have unused city cap slots? Ah, right. Okay. I was thinking you can build it once per city per unused city cap slots. But like you can build a whole bunch of them in your territories. It's a good district for like high population runs, which is not exactly what I have. Let's see. Move these guys down here. They're attacking my envoy. I don't really care about that. I'll just retreat. Let's move these guys over. There's a part of me now that, because I'm below the city cap, wants to not end this war for a little bit so I can like build some of these districts. Yeah, I mean, that seems fine. Part of the problem is you have to build them over existing districts. It's a lot of industry to lose, but... Yeah, I mean, probably using more money than industry at this point. Sure. Okay. So I'm actually going to make use of that, which is kind of funny. Exosuit would actually be really nice to have. Do I need the influence? I mean, the influence would let me get more wonders. Let's go for neural implant. It'll also get communication satellite, which will let me get one of the competitive deeds and get satellites up. And we'll push up this way. Let's push up this way. They can just idle. They are idling. They are idling. Actually, these guys have leverage they can pick up. It's just 5 more there, but I at least have 1 of those things now. And they are obsessed with attacking here. Don't know why they're trying to pillage that. It just seems really weird. Kerma. We can get some communal housing. Interesting thing about communal housing is that it increases stability. So, like, you never really have to feel bad about building it. I'm also, like, really running out of stability here all of a sudden. So I guess we can add in some stability generating things there. Kind of wonder if I, like, take over another city and I'm suddenly above my cap again, whether or not I will still be able to continue building the communal housing. It's not an answer I know. Okay. Can't actually get to the Yellow City at the moment. I go ahead and make an attack here so that they stop pillaging my stuff. I'm gonna check all this. Only need 2 more pop. Whole bunch more research, though, is required. Yeah, why not? We'll just put some stuff in there. I feel like my tech pace is, like, really slow. It feels kind of weird. Oh, I didn't mean to continue researching composite armor. I wanted to go down to neural implants. This is part of the problem with losing the religion that I had, actually, is that it was increasing my science output. Can grab a new wonder. I don't think it really matters. Maybe we just grab the observatory, because that gives me some science. So, yeah, I mean, how many district? I feel like Hattusa is probably my biggest city, so we're just going to grab it in there for that +1 science on regular district. And let's just add all my people onto it. Okay, and there's some leverage that we can pick up. I'm actually going to send my guy up that way. It turned out the Singaporeans were not so bad this game, which is kind of nice. I do think the Nigerians actually would have been worse. Just going to instant resolve that, which I never do, but the likelihood that they do any real damage to my units there is basically negligible. And we can ask for their surrender here. I want them to give me Corral and all the attached territory. And I don't have enough to make them a vassal, so I guess I'll just take this other one as well. Let's see if... Yeah, so communal housing has disappeared from queues. Not this one, actually. So that's interesting. So you can, like, queue it up first and then take cities. That's, I don't know. Seems like a bit of an oversight to me, almost. Okay, we can just keep these production queues busy with some of this basic stuff for a while. And eventually I'll also build an aerodrome so that I can, once the stability is back up, so that I can make use of my air force against some of these other players. But I don't actually need to play aggressively at this point. The rest of the fame that I can get is going to come from the Era Stars, basically. Let's keep working on Crepusage so that we keep that bonus going. And looks like we have a whole bunch of crises we can renounce, so we're going to do that. Refuse those demands. Whole bunch there as well. And suddenly getting spammed with notifications. Whole bunch there. Oh man, look at all these crises. Okay, great. And we'll idle. We'll idle. I'm not too worried about having war declared on me at this point. Okay. That blue player is being a little obnoxious down there, though. All right, let's continue with the science districts, because that's basically just what we need to get to the end of the tech tree at this point. Now, part of this is just the fact that we can actually... suppose we don't really need people on, like, industry. We can just move everyone onto science. I haven't been managing my ops very closely because I've been so far ahead. But I think we can probably start doing something like this now. We'll keep some people on food. We did get our agrarian star already, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. Let's do this. Now we can keep growing there. I'm good with that. And let's move this up above the money. We'll put it above industry as well. We just want to fill out those slots in every city. Which feels kind of bad because my money output is quite a bit higher per specialist. But we just want to get down the tech tree at this point so that we can pick up a lot of the fame that lives in there. There's satellites. Definitely going to grab this in some spots, I suppose, like up, maybe like up here or something. That'll be a good spot for the nuclear weapons stuff later. Actually, no, I don't have nuclear weapons this game, do I? So it doesn't actually matter. We can go ahead and put it right there. Don't want them getting freebie oil. Let's grab that. And then I'm thinking about maybe just trying to attach to a city here. I think we can do that. It's frozen. Oh, probably because of the pillaging. I'm just going to get the People's Assembly in there to deal with the lower stability. And probably same thing in here. And let's go on to expert policy. We'll move science kind of up to the top of the queue here. But I think here we're just going to keep building some market quarters just to support maybe buying out some more research quarters in some of these other cities. Let's just buy a couple. They're quite expensive at this point. Let's do that. And here, I'm just going to queue up some of this stuff to keep the production queue busy for a little bit, since we're kind of approaching the point where we basically like won the game, right? We're not approaching that point. We are at that point. We just need to kind of go through the steps to get there. And like I could have ended it, right, by just going for the Mars stuff, but I am trying to get a whole bunch of fame this game if I can, which involves getting these techs here. All right, let's get another satellite. And we'll just add some people to it. Can I get another wonder yet? Nope, I don't have enough influence. Sure, just add those in there. How many stars do I have left to go? Pretty close to getting the second diplomat star, actually. And speaking of which, do I have... Yeah, I do have the demilitarized zone available. So maybe I can plop it. Actually, that might be a good target down there. This could be a good target up here, actually. That one... Oh, that's so good, because I don't think they can move out of there. Yep, right there. That's the target. Okay. And... Announce that. Nope. Okay, we're all good. I think we have something going on here. We are going to vote for imperialists, which everyone is fine with now that I no longer have that civic. And let's just do this again. Okay. Next tech. Maybe military laser? Yeah, I don't think it matters too much. Either exosuit or military laser. We're going to have to stop at rocket science as well. And then, actually, there is a competitive deed for renewable energy that we could try to pick up. I'm just going to have this city up here just keep working on crepusage. In the meantime, just trying to increase our science pace, basically. Just fill in everything. The tile yields kind of don't really matter too much at this point in the game. Not entirely true, but like most of your outputs are going to come from adjacency to things. And I do feel like my tech pace is so slow this game, though, which is a little unusual, I feel like. Even for the cultures that I've picked, it doesn't quite feel right. Because I don't think there was an adjustment to, like, tech pace or anything in the end game, right? But, you know, alternatively, I'm also picking, like, scientists pretty much every single game at this point. go ahead and grab Empire State Building, I guess, and put it in Byblos, because it doesn't matter too much. We'll just add some cities there. We'll get it down to 1 turn if we can. There we go. It takes all my cities, but we got it. There's exosuits. I think actually if we get military laser, that ends the game, right? So let's start on rocket science first. And we want to try to get those to the point where I'm finishing the space race and the tech at the same time. And that gets me kind of my maximum possible fame. Okay. Let's see. Guess we can grab the tech park. Actually, I can just buy that there because that's a ton of science and will help me get to some of the things that I need a little bit faster. Okay, great. So that's the one I would prefer to have anyway. Tech park here. Tech park here. Tech park there, and this other science thing. I don't need any new armies. We'll just take the extra gold, I suppose. We're 1 away from our 2nd diplomat star, which we should get here. There we go. And let's just get covert ops so we can get ready to get military laser. And then we're going to go for renewable energy for the competitive deed. No, I suppose you can just build the space station. We'll just plop it right there. Can 1 turn that. And then we can build the lunar lander right on top of it. We'll take learning. And let's add everyone in here. There we go. That is probably an unobtainable amount of the diplomat era star that we need here. So really just trying to get the tax at this point. Don't want to do Mars Colony quite yet because that triggers endgame. Technically you can keep playing after you trigger the endgame, but I don't really like to do that. I like to just accept the endgame condition, you know? We're just going to queue all those up. Okay. More demilitarization available. Put it here again. That seems to be doing pretty well for me. International trading. Trade goods with everyone, basically. So, yeah, okay, it's only when I'm at war. Otherwise, I need a treaty with them. That is actually probably one of the reasons my science pace is a little bit low. Actually, they don't have anything that I can really trade. Will you accept? They will not. That's fine. We can get a little bit of stuff from them for it. Will you trade? Nope. Okay, we'll renounce that. Yeah, I mean, I have control of most of the resources at this point, so it's not really that big of a deal. They don't really have that much stuff. 6 more techs. So we're going to want renewable energy. Military laser we're saving. I guess maybe we just get some of the cheap ones, right? Like we come back here and grab some of the ones we didn't pick up before. Okay, we've grabbed all the really old ones. And I guess we can maybe start on Mars Colony. I'm going to lose track of it if I start on it. So, man, this is like some infrastructure that I am not used to seeing. Like, it's pretty rare that I research some of these techs. Which is kind of too bad, because there's a lot in the contemporary era. It's just that the win conditions are not really, like, hidden behind a lot in the tech tree, so it's really easy to get to the end game conditions, and you end up skipping over a lot of the techs that unlock the various infrastructure and things. At this point, I'm basically just adding this infrastructure into every city, because we're essentially just like clicking end turn to get the techs that we need. Yeah, 600 there seems not doable. Here, I guess we can just like get a couple things, but really we just want to keep doing crepusage so we keep up maximum fame gains. We can get the tech park, and down here get some more tech stuff as well, and just add all the production stuff. Go for science investing. We'll end the turn. Military coordination is being researched next. Then, is there anything else that's going to get me science? I think power lines might get me a little bit on aluminum deposits. You can also claim another wonder here. It'd be nice to be able to claim all these wonders to try to really maximize the fame. I guess maybe Maracana Stadium. Sure. Why not put it right there? Just add everything there and try to one-turn this. Whoops. Misclick there. There we go. And treaties, open borders, sure, why not? Doesn't really matter at this point. Just add all these things into the queue. Again, doesn't matter too much as long as I'm getting as much science output as I can. Need two more techs. So let's grab mass entertainment, I guess. The likelihood of me getting that diplomat star is basically 0. I don't think there's a way for me to generate enough leverage at this point to get it. I think it's just a little bit too far out of reach. I'm still going to try, but it seems unlikely. And at this point, I think we're going to queue up the Mars colony because we're getting pretty close to getting the techs that we need. Okay, I think that'll put us on pace for finishing... no, I need actually one more turn on it. So we can take Mars colony off that city here. Let's add there. So that's 3 turns, actually. So let's take that one off. Okay, 4 turns is what we need. Just do patriotic, I guess. And just extra influence on Empire, why not? That might get us another wonder, potentially. Okay, 1 turn on mass entertainment. Actually, I slightly miscalculated the number of attacks. I have more queued than I actually need. So 2 turns for the Mars colony and 2 to get that last thing there. Need like a little over 400 leverage still. That last star. I don't know if I have the patience to farm that last one out, but that would be another, how much fame? 560 fame, which is a lot to leave on the table, but I feel pretty comfortable with the amount that we've gotten so far, so this feels fine to me. I'm just going to refuse that. We'll just add everyone onto the Mars colony, because why not? And we'll see kind of what our final fame looks like here. Pretty good amount for a game where I'm playing the worst culture every single era. 39.1k. Yeah, if I had more patience... they claimed a couple of wonders, so that would have made it a little bit more difficult. But if I had enough patience and maybe played slightly better, I think I probably could have gotten up to the 40k mark here. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty close to that, really. So, like, overall, like, really solid game, despite some pretty bad cultures, which was obviously the point here. I'm just going to queue up a few of these, so I don't need to come back to any of these cities, since we're past the point where anything we do really matters. Figure the end game. Research insurrection theory. That'll be it. Very curious to see the post-game stats. And, like... man, almost 40k fame. I think that's probably the most I've ever gotten in a recorded game, which is pretty wild considering the circumstances we were recording this in. Phoenicians, yeah, I mean, look at that. 3 stars on everything except Diplo. Let's go ahead and skip to the end here. Like, look at that fame chart. That's pretty wild. I'm curious about the science here. Yeah, see, I think this is when I adopted state atheism, right? So you can see, like, the drop. That's also what enabled so much fame towards the end of the game. And then influence, yeah, same kind of thing there. Population. See, that could maybe be when I lost my vassals as well. Potentially one of those two things. Yeah, I mean, overall, like, feels like no one really had that much of a chance, which is kind of funny. I guess we just like set ourselves up so well with the Phoenicians that we were able to kind of snowball the rest of the game. This player was the closest, and they didn't even have half as much fame as I did, despite actually keeping up okay as far as tech pace. But just not enough for them in this game. Well, I think that'll do it here. So really appreciate you tuning in for this particular run. It was an interesting one, actually, and you know, obviously we tried to choose the worst cultures that were available to us in each era. And I think this just goes to show you can kind of make anything work in Humankind. And part of the beauty of the game is you can pivot your strategy really easily, especially going from era to era. And I think that's what we did relatively successfully this game. Now, it doesn't make the cultures that I chose like not bad or good. There are a lot of other cultures that can do just as well. Or will do consistently better in every single game that you play. I think in this game I was just a lot more conscientious about how I was actually making decisions, right? Which is what really leads to the really high fame score at the end of the game, and had a few advantages at the start of the Ancient Era that I was really able to capitalize on to snowball myself for the rest of the game. So appreciate you being here, and tune in for the next one, I hope. See you soon.